getting ready to do a tutorial on my Twistout. First off, my hair is still damp from me washing out my deep conditioner, and you can see what I used in my last video, my oil concoction. And this is just something I mixed in this spray bottle that I use to keep my hair damp while twisting. It's just water and extra virgin olive oil. This is Carol's Daughter Healthy Hair Butter. My direct leave-in is by Giovanni. And what I'm using today is Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. And I also have here with me a pair of hair scissors. I use these because if I run across a knot or a really bad tangle, I just cut it right out. I try not to trim my ends, and everybody has their preference, but I choose not to trim them. Maybe every 2 or 3 months. I do not use combs on my hair, and I feel like my fingers can feel knots better than a comb can, so I just choose to use my fingers. And I could care less about perfect parts, therefore I just use my hands, part as I wish. And then I use these clamps to clamp off the hair. Clamp off each section like that. Okay, I'm almost done clamping here, and that was the last one. So that's what I do as far as clamping my hair off. Turn around so you can see the bag, and it's just all clamped up, getting ready for the twist. I have oiled my scalp and massaged it with my oil concoction. I'm going to go ahead and start with this section here. And it happens to be drying a little bit faster than I expected. So I'm going to take this olive oil and water mix here. Take this mix, spray it on my hair. Don't need a lot because I do not want it soaking wet. Just want it to be a little damp. Spray that there. Okay. And I'm gonna take some of this Carol's Daughter Healthy Hair Butter, about that much. I'm going to apply it to the section. I don't like to use a lot of things. This is my Giovanni direct leave-in. I use that first before I use the last ingredient or the last product, and I focus on my ends when I apply it. Okay, work that into the section, and I am finger detangling as I go. It may look like I'm handling my hair pretty rough, but actually I'm not. Alright, so now that I've gotten that leave-in, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of this Curl Enhancing Smoothie to the section as well. Okay, and I use about that much, and I'm going to apply that. My hair is really soft right now. I am loving it. As you can see, I do have new color, and I will be doing a video tutorial on how I do my color when I'm gonna add some more streaks to it in just a few weeks. So when I add my streaks, I will go ahead and do a tutorial then. Now, I have parted with my fingers, as you can see here. And what I'm gonna do now is just begin to twist. So I'm gonna begin to twist. That is smoothed out all throughout this section. And I am just 2-strand twisting this hair all the way down. You might see a little white product there. Just take that and bring it on down to the end, no problem. I ain't got no worries. Alright, and I just twirl the end, curls right on up, and we are done with that twist. Move on to the next section, or the next part of that section, and I'm gonna separate that a little bit more. Pull it down to you and begin to twist. See how easy that is? You just apply the product. And my hair is not tangled at all. And like I said, I do not use a comb. I just use my fingers because my fingers can feel those knots and tangles. Okay, so this is the last part of this section here. I'm gonna take that, separate it into two even portions of hair. You want them to be even because if they're not, then that means you'll have to borrow from another strand. And that does not leave your twist out looking neat, okay? So we're just gonna twist all the way to the end. And I like to kind of detain a little bit towards the end. Make sure I get those ends really, really good. And just twirl it, twirl it, twirl it, twirl it with your finger. You see those shed hairs coming off? Okay? And for the ones that, as you can see, are stubborn and don't want to leave for whatever reason, I grab my handy dandy hair scissors and I politely cut them off. And there is a very small knot that you may or may not be able to see. So now I have 3 twists here. I'm gonna do that to my whole head and I will come back to you when I am just about done. I have twisted my whole head besides this one last section. I wanted to come back and show you how I go about doing my twist. Now I'll let you see the rest of my head, side and the back. And I have major shrinkage in my hair. As you can see, this one twist here is maybe up to my neck. If I pull it down to my collarbone, a little bit past my collarbone. And I actually don't care about the shrinkage. I'm not too obsessed with the length. I'm gonna spray that on. Spray that on the section. Okay. Just enough to get it down, not soaking wet, okay? I focus a lot on my ends, and if you're wondering why, the reason is because the ends are the oldest part of the hair. Have colored hair now, so I want to make sure that my hair is getting the product to each strand, and like I said, mainly on the end. So now that I have applied the product to this section, I'm going to use my finger, since you know that I do not like to use combs. Part that little section for a twist and pin this up. Alright, I'm gonna take this and once again make sure that both sides are even, because I do not like to borrow from the next strand. Like for my twist out, say at least be neat on the first day, okay? But anyway, you might see a little white residue here from the product, and that's only because the hair is wet. Well, not wet, it's damp right now, but I let my hair dry overnight. I do not sit under a dryer, and by the time the morning comes, that white residue is gone and the hair is just like normal. You don't see the white residue at all. The section is off, so I can have at least 2 more twists here. Oh, this one just will not stay out of the way. Alright. And I am just gonna twist this all the way down. Okay. Detangle there a little bit. Moving right along to the very last one. So you can see, I am just twisting the hair, and those shed hairs are definitely falling out. They are actually all around me, on the floor, on the table. They are everywhere, and I don't mind them coming out because that's exactly what you want. So you do not want them staying in your head, causing tangles and little knots. So I am done with these 2-strand twists. And like I said, I'm going to let my hair air dry overnight. And by the time the morning comes, there will not be any white residue left from the product. It will all have dried up. And I will probably do a twist out video so that you can see what it looks like when I take it down. I think I'm going to show what it looks like for at least 3 or 4 days. Each morning I'll come back and let you see what it looks like. Stay tuned for that video. Thank you for watching this one. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I will be sure to get with you and try to answer them as quickly and as best as I can. All right, so y'all take care. Peace and blessings.